Sure.
Meeting is being recorded.
Hello, Shakil. Yeah. Good morning.
Now it starts, sir. It's all good.
Sure.
I'll be drop, sir, after some time. Or you can continue. I'll wait for 2-3 minutes only. Okay. Then I'll drop.
Sure. Okay. So let me just start from very beginning so that we remain in flow. In our last session, we spoke about what AWS is, why AWS, and then we discussed about how to create AWS accounts. So Ashwani, you were there in our previous session. So did you get a chance to create an AWS account, Ashwani?
Well, I need to create.
You need to create. Okay, Shakil, do you have past experience working in AWS and?
No, I just know very superficial AWS.
Okay.
So like not in deep. Yeah, but I have a question here real quick. How many sessions have we had so far? Because this is my first day.
I won't say we had any session yet. It was more like all the demos, wherein I was just giving high level overview of what DevOps is. So I won't say that I won't say we had any session in past, which is focused more on how the curriculum is going to be. So don't worry.
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand if I have missed anything that maybe I need to work on and watch recordings or something. If it is not that important, then I will just skip it.
Yeah, nothing which you missed.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, so let me
catch your name, please, sir.
My name is 𝗔𝗺𝗃𝗃.
𝗔𝗔𝗃𝗃. Thank you, sir.
Okay. I hope you are able to see my screen.
Yeah, it's visible.
Yes.
Cool. So let me give a quick recap of what we did in our demo session, Shakil and Ashwani, which I was referring to, and how we have to proceed, what all topics will be covered, which will be covered as a part of this curriculum. So the main idea behind this curriculum is to enable your skill set in AWS as well as in DevOps, because nowadays if we talk about DevOps, then it's not only DevOps tools which was once configured or did set up on-premise servers, but it's more about usage of DevOps tools on AWS cloud or on any cloud in that context. Now, AWS is a leading cloud vendor in market at this point, wherein almost 40% of market, I'll say more than 40% now, is acquired by AWS Cloud. Many customers are using either AWS Cloud alone or a kind of hybrid model wherein along with AWS Cloud, they are using Azure or GCP, some other cloud vendor they're working with. That is where this course came in, wherein with this course, I'll be providing you ample amount of knowledge in AWS, good knowledge in DevOps tools, which will be pretty much needed for you to work on AWS and to integrate DevOps along with AWS. So I'll just give a quick overview of AWS and fundamental of cloud computing, a kind of idea on how to create account in AWS cloud so that you can just use the free tier service which is offered by AWS to its learners to use its services and create resources and integrate DevOps with AWS cloud and can learn along with it. Okay, so today what we are going to talk about, we'll talk about what is cloud computing. We'll talk about different type of cloud vendors. We'll try to understand different service models in cloud. We'll try to understand why AWS, and then we'll learn how to create an AWS account. A very high overview I'll give on these topics. Especially I'll focus on how to create AWS accounts, which will be very simple anyways. But yeah, you need to understand how to create an AWS account so that you can create an account for yourself. So what is cloud computing? So now, nearly 2 decades back, there was very less of the customers who were using cloud computing model, and still now, especially I'll say the government organizations or especially the defense forces are less. I won't say that they are completely out of cloud. They are less into cloud. They are maintaining their own servers because of law of land and because of their integrity which they want to maintain. They are maintaining their own data centers. Now when they are maintaining their own data center, what they are doing is they're hiring some some data center engineer who has to be in data center all the time. There could be wear and tear on data center servers. data center softwares, data center hardwares, data center boxes, networking. There could be wear and tear in that. Now, for the main job of these data center engineers are to maintain everything. And not only this, in order for data center to have, companies are spending a lot. Companies are spending a lot in maintaining first the land where the data center could be built. And then on top of that, they are purchasing servers, they are purchasing switches, they are purchasing a number of networking devices, storage devices, database devices, and so many other physical or hardware equipments they are purchasing, irrespective of their customer count. It might happen that the service provider who wants to build their data center is not aware of what would be customer base, and they are just going with some sort of assumptions, thinking that when they launch their product, customer base could be huge and they will have good prospect for their product, and they end up purchasing, spending huge amount of money in purchasing lots of devices, lots of hardware devices. But it might happen that at the end of the day, they won't get those many customers, and they just lose for whatever thought they had, with whatever thought they would have built the data center. They will be just, their projections goes wrong and they just end up losing lots of money, which was a kind of setback to lots of customers. And that is where some cloud computing organization existed, and that is where these cloud computing organizations, vendors, found some scope, and they reached out to all the product building companies. For example, if I talk about product building companies, then Microsoft's operating system, which is to which we known as to which we call as Windows, is product. Microsoft's product is Windows, or all the Windows versions which we are using in computer at this point of time. You are using operating system which is a Microsoft product, but your hardware, which is your laptop, your desktop, could be of different vendor. So Microsoft's product is this, but the but the companies who is manufacturing, who is building, who is developing hardware boxes, such as laptop boxes, keyboards, which you're using in laptop, could be of different vendor. Now their main business is to build these hardware equipments and not to maintain data centers. So these cloud computing providers came and they said that, hey, you focus on your product, you focus on development of your product, and what I'll do for you is I'll just take care of all your data center responsibilities. Whatever you need to expose your product to customers, I'll take care of everything. And that is where these data centers, these cloud computing organizations are flourishing a lot at this point of time. Now whatever organization needed, cloud computing organizations provided everything to them. And this is where cloud computing architecture comes in scope. Cloud computing provides everything. They provide servers, they provide virtual desktops or virtual machines, they provide all the software platforms, they provide applications, they provide storage, which is needed by any organization to run their business properly. And this is, uh, I'll say, this is the great scope for any of the organization at this point of time to develop their product and bring their product in market, because nowadays you must be listening about a number of different Gen Z startups, and they just launch their product immediately without worrying about any data centers. And there are a number of different companies, like if you think about Netflix, if you think about Prime, if you think about Amazon, if you think about a number of different companies who's completely based out of a cloud vendor, is now flourishing a lot because of the scope which is offered by these cloud computing vendors. To give a simple example, in any festive season, especially, we do have a number of different customers who are reaching out to any of the e-commerce website, and that could be anything. That could be PayPal, that could be your Amazon, that could be Flipkart, that could be anything which you can think about, any of the e-commerce website which you're using at this point of time. It flourishes a lot. It works pretty much well. Lots of crowd falls on these websites. Lots of customers are trying to access product which is offered by, which is released, which is present there on these e-commerce website, especially in festive season. Now, since the load is high, it's pretty much important for these organizations to maintain wide number of servers and take care of networking and databases and everything in a proper manner, so that any customer should not face any latency, should not face any downtime, no outage like situation, and so on and so forth. There could be a number of different things. Now they are able to achieve this because they have all hosted their applications on cloud vendors, and cloud vendor do have the options to scale in or scale out based on the load which falls on based on the customer needs. And this is the advantage which cloud computing offers to their customers at this point of time. I'll give a quick pause. Any questions still here? And feel free to ask me any question which you have in your mind.
Yeah, I'm good.
Cool. I'll take it as a no. Now, let's talk about cloud computing providers. So there are a number of different providers which is available in market who takes care of cloud computing. Some of the leading providers are Microsoft's product is Azure, Google's product is Google Cloud Platform, Oracle's product is Oracle Cloud, Alibaba's product, Alibaba Cloud, Salesforce, IBM Cloud, and Amazon's product is Amazon Web Services. So different vendors are there who's offering cloud to customers at this point of time. The leading providers are AWS, Azure, and GCP. They are having their percentage footprint in market, as Amazon holds approximately 45%. Azure is very close to Microsoft, but yeah, Azure do have its own disadvantages. So I'll say Azure is somewhere around 35 to 40%, and GCP is below 10%. And every other you can say it's less than 5%. So Amazon is holding huge capture of market at this point of time. Now, why? That also I'll explain you why Amazon is holding that good chunk of market, that is capturing that huge customer base in market at this point of time. But even before we do that, let's try to understand different service models in cloud computing. And it's very much important to understand, because if you're hosting your application on cloud, there are always shared responsibility. For example, if you went to any restaurant or if you went to any hotel with a vehicle of your own, then you just went. Hotel is going to provide you perhaps some parking space for your vehicle to park, and that's it. Again, if you're not locking your vehicle properly, if you're not locking your car properly, and if you lose it, then it's not hotel's responsibility. It's always shared responsibility in between service provider as well as customer. Now, this is pretty much important for everyone to understand which type of offering is having what responsibility with cloud vendor and what responsibility with customers. We are customers of cloud vendor. Now, cloud vendor comes up with three different models. One more is there, which is on-premises. On-premises is not the offering of any cloud vendor, but it's pretty much important for we all to understand when we do our on-premise setup, what sort of activities, what sort of responsibilities we are dealing with. So for example, in case if a company sets up its own on-premise data center, then company takes care of everything. Company takes care of networking, storage, servers, all ranging up to applications. Everything is taken care by companies. In networking, they have to purchase their own switches. They have to take care of all the switches, hardware part, software part, all the configuration. They have to do storage boxes. They have to maintain everything. And this is not so simple that you purchase the boxes and it's done. You have to take care of cabling. You have to take care of power. You have to take care of AC and cooling. Lots of things comes in scope there. And for sure, the land, the area where your data center is present should be secure enough so that it should not, it is having least impact because of any disaster. It can be anything. It can be natural disaster. It can be anything, some kind of catastrophe, which can disrupt applications or which can disrupt the service which you're offering to your customers. So on-premises, if a company chooses on-premises setup for themselves, then they have to take care of everything on their own. But now comes to cloud computing offerings, which is divided basically in three different categories: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Now let's start with infrastructure as a service. For example, we are using laptop at this point. Laptop is completely in my control. Laptop is completely in my control. I do have to turn on laptop to turn it on. I have to turn it off to turn it off, and I have to just manage everything of its power, cabling, hardware, software, everything I have to manage for myself. Any upgrade I have to take care of myself. Everything I have to take care. And quite the same thing in case if I talk about some bigger scope, then all the organizations who are maintaining their own data center, who just built own their data center, maintain their servers, and in their servers they just, in case if they are to host any application, then operations team will be there. Operations team will deal with software, hardware, software packages, software upgrades, everything. There will be separate storage team, there will be separate virtualization team who takes care of everything, and there will be development team who will work on development. There will be different other teams who takes care of, whose responsibility is different, very specific to their own domain and expertise. Now, if it comes to cloud, then cloud takes care of just certain steps. Cloud says that fine, I offer you certain services which falls under the category of infrastructure as a service, and the name says infrastructure as a service. I'm offering you service which will be in the form of infrastructure. Rest other thing is your responsibility. So service which is offered as an infrastructure is called infrastructure as a service, wherein what comes falls under the category of infrastructure. First of all, the data center itself, which is completely in control of cloud computing vendor at this point. And on top of that, all the networking devices, all the storage devices, all the servers, virtualization on top of the server is completely responsibility of cloud computing vendor. Now, what we have to take care being customer, we have to we have the option to choose. Okay, fine. They're offering different category, different operating system, virtualization with different operating system. They're providing us virtualization with Windows operating system also, Mac operating system also, Linux operating system also. In Linux, different distributions they're offering. Now, it's we being customers, our responsibility to choose which operating system I have to choose. On top of that, we have the option to set up middleware of our own, runtime version of our own. We have the capability, we have our own development team who takes care of the data, who takes care of application development and everything on the on the top level activity. So all the top level activity is done by us. We being the customer takes care of all the top level activity, and all the basic activities, all the foundational activities is taken care by cloud computing vendor in infrastructure as a service model. Now, now customers may also come up with the requirement that, hey, I don't worry, I don't care which operating system virtualization will be off. I don't care of the runtime. I don't take care of the middleware activities. I just have a team of developer just wishes to write code. For example, some of the applications are like Postman application. Postman is a development application, or maybe you can say that maybe I'll say Postman is again one offering. I won't say that Visual Studio Code is an offering, but similar to Visual Studio or similar to Postman, we have number of different interfaces which is offered by cloud vendor also. For example, some of the applications such as in AWS, I'm just giving you some names like SageMaker is there, like Bedrock is there. These are the models. These are the models who is offering you some services on top of which, if you want to customize, you can write some development code and you can customize the data, you can customize the application based on whatever code you want to write. You don't care what operating system or what servers, storage, networking, virtualization, cloud computing vendor has to deal with. You just need entire platform on top of which you can just develop things of your own. You can just do some of the coding, you can just do some of the data management normally used by developers, because developer don't they have very little idea on what the hardware will be, what the operating system will be. They just know how to write code and they build application, they develop application. This kind of service where cloud computing vendors offers platform only, and on top of that, any of the application developers or company who is having a team of application developer develop their own application is called platform as a service. Now, the last and the widely used service is software as a service. And in that context, you can think about any of the software. Let it be WhatsApp, let it be Gmail, let it be any of the email which you're using at this point of time. What you're doing is you're just using the software. You're just using WhatsApp as in software. You're just using Facebook as a software. You don't know which operating system or which networking device or which storage is underlying it. You have plenty of data present on WhatsApp. We are sharing images, documents, videos, same on Facebook also, same on Gmail also. We don't even know what type of storage devices are underlying, which is holding our data, which is from where I'm getting the capacity to save my documents, or to when I share my document from one person to another person, how it flows from my device to someone else's device. We don't even know about that. What we do, we just use software. Such kind of offering wherein company offers software and we just use software as a service is called SaaS model. And so on the basis of the service model which company offers, it's divided in three categories: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. And this is very much important for you to understand, because normally companies say, when you start working on with these models, they'll say that, okay, fine, I'm going to use some service which is a platform as a service. Now you should have that image in your mind when they say platform as a service. Okay, fine, what will be my responsibility, what will be cloud provider's responsibility? If you can get that image in your mind, it will be very much easy for you to use that service. Okay, I'll give a quick pause. Any question in this slide? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take that as
Uh,
yeah. Go ahead, please.
Normally, we go for IS and SAS mostly, but for PAS, it's like limited options for companies. Because if you're asking me, yeah, in our company, I know SAS example and the IS example, but PAS is something where only developers,
Right.
can do and manipulate the things.
Absolutely. You're right. Yes.
So how we can integrate this cloud computing with DevOps, because this picture is still not clear to me, because cloud computing is a different profile and the DevOps is totally different. So could you help me to understand how we are using cloud computing in DevOps?
Okay. So in DevOps, and that's just completely out of this slide question, and it's good that you asked me. So now DevOps says that in order to create pipeline, whatever software development happens, you have to take that software and make that software available to customers. Now developers, once they have done development, and when I say developers, it's not only the team who works on code, who writes code. It comprises of testing team also, quality analysis team also. So different teams are a part of who are considered as developers. So now they just build the software. They don't they don't create a release, so that software, whatever it's been developed by developer, reaches to customers. Now what they did, they have just built their software, perhaps by using some past application. They build the software, their job is done, right? Their job is done. But now that software is not with customers. Customers are not using it. So until unless customer uses it, a company is not going to get benefit, because company gains revenue based on the based on the expenses, based on the customer who is actually using those softwares. So now DevOps says that after developers have built the application, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a pipeline. That pipeline will have a number of steps within it. With all those steps, I'll take that application to customers so that customers can use it. Now, in order to do that, I will use number of services which is offered by cloud vendor for building virtual machine where those servers, where those application will be hosted. I'll use infrastructure as a service. Those will be databases, virtual machines, maybe some web servers. I'll configure web servers on virtual machines. I'll use the certain services like VPC, subnets, route tables, different services which is offered by cloud computing vendors so that I can build proper network for my customer so that traffic from anywhere across the world, because customers could be anywhere, traffic from anywhere across the globe could fall in my application, and when customer wants to access my application, they can access it without any latency. Another thing which could be configured under IaaS is security part. That is again my control. What sort of IPs or what sort of IP ranges I can allow so that applications could be accessed properly with certain level of security. Now, this is a part of DevOps engineer. What we do being a DevOps engineer is we don't care of any of the development part. We create pipelines. In order to create pipeline, we use services which is offered by these cloud vendors. We use containerized. Nowadays, microservices are at very high use. In order to use microservices, we need Kubernetes. Now, we don't use Kubernetes, a kind of standalone Kubernetes or kind of on-premise setup of Kubernetes, because it's very tough to maintain on-premise setup of Kubernetes. At least in today's expectation from customer, today's usage by customer, maintaining on-premise Kubernetes is very tough. What we do is we use Kubernetes service which is offered by a cloud vendor, and we configure it in such a way so that all the deployment, the application which is developed by developers goes and it is hosted on those Kubernetes service. So yeah, that is where this DevOps is linked with cloud computing model. In DevOps, yes, we need to have a number of different stages. For each stage, we have a tool stack, Kubernetes, Docker, infrastructure, virtual machine, monitoring devices. In order to use these all, in order to set up these all steps, we need certain tools, and we use cloud computing vendors to host or to create or to set up these tools. And that is where these both get related. Hope you
Sir,
understand.
can you just re-summarize Kubernetes? I didn't get it properly.
Okay,
Kubernetes, what exactly its work?
Kubernetes, we do have a full-fledged session of Kubernetes, but in order to summarize you, Kubernetes is a orchestration platform
Okay.
wherein, say, in case if you have to perform 4 steps, for example, if I ask you that, hey, can you just set up some VLAN on my Cisco switches? Then you'll have to first perform step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5 perhaps. You cannot jumble it. You cannot perform step 4 before step 1. You cannot perform step 5 before step 1. Right? You do have a sequence to perform. Now, what Kubernetes says that in order to perform step 1, perhaps you need some infrastructure. You need to in order to perform step 2, you need some other infrastructure. You need to perform step 3, you need some other infrastructure. Step 4, something else. Step 5, something else. What Kubernetes does, like the name says, orchestrator, it sequentializes your instructions. Whatever you want to perform, you write some script. And in return of that script, in response of that script, Kubernetes sequentializes it so that it gets executed in a proper order. Right. So what you will learn when you are learning Kubernetes, you will learn how to write those scripts in the first place, how to create a sequence out of it, so that whatever you want to perform, could be organized in a proper order so that you get some end result. And this is very high level, I said you. Okay, we do have a full-fledged session of Kubernetes, approximately 6 to 7 hours, wherein you will understand a lot. Did you get any idea?
Yeah, yeah. So it's like Panorama in Palo Alto and the vMan is like SD-WAN. Just
Absolutely.
orchestration plane. Okay, fine.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, please.
So on-premise means private cloud.
You can say it. Yes.
Okay. And what is the difference between private cloud and data center?
Logically, nothing.
Nothing.
It's both the same. Logically. But if you think about from customer perspective, consider that you have your own company, you need a private cloud. You can host those private cloud on your own premise, in your own company infrastructure, wherever you do have. Or you can just reach out to any cloud vendor and pay a huge amount of money to them and say that, hey, whatever servers you're offering me should be private to me. No one else should have access to those servers. So either of the thing you can do. So data centers is your own property. You are owning it end to end completely. It's completely your responsibility. But with private cloud, you can reach out to cloud vendor and you can pay, and you are not owning anything. It's their property. But till the time you are paying them, it's only meant for you.
Okay. And second question, sir. So the DevOps is used only in the context of cloud computing?
As of now, yes, but
Okay.
nearly, I'll say 2 decades back, we did not had such huge scope or such huge spread of cloud vendor. By that time, everything was on premise. By that time, we had all the DevOps tools set up, done on premise. I said about Kubernetes. We did not had the Kubernetes service which is hosted on any of the cloud vendor by that time. We used to create Kubernetes clusters on premise servers, like 3 to 4 servers. We used to organize, we used to create nodes, and we used to create combination in between these 4 nodes together, and all the servers. A number of tools which we are going to learn as a part of this curriculum, like Jenkins, Ansible, everything is hosted on cloud at this point of time. But by then, we did not had these all hosted or managed by cloud. We had to manage everything. We had to install Jenkins. We had to just whatever tools we use in DevOps framework at this point of time, which is completely managed by cloud vendor. By then, when it was on premise, everything we were managing by our own. So for now, yes, DevOps, we cannot work on DevOps until unless we know cloud computing properly. Because does any company you join in, DevOps is completely hosted out of cloud. I'll tell you one example. I was part of one of the interview program wherein we rejected a candidate just because he was pretty much good. We asked him certain questions about Kubernetes. He was able to answer Kubernetes architecture pretty much well. But when we asked him, where did you set up this Kubernetes? Because nowadays nobody sets up Kubernetes. Everything is managed by cloud vendor. It was a tricky question. We asked them, how did you manage? Can you just detail down steps of Kubernetes setup, and how did you do on-premise servers? He was explaining it pretty much well, and he said that in his current organization he is working on a model wherein he has to manage everything on his own, which nobody needs at this point of time. None of the organization is expecting you to set up all the Kubernetes cluster, or in that context any of the application on-premise server, because it does not exist anymore. We have cloud offerings wherein they are taking care of everything. They are taking care of your DevOps tools, and it's managed by them. You just need to take care of creating pipelines, writing certain scripts maybe, so that you understand how the product actually gets released to customers, right? So yeah, as of now, we don't have any such concept of DevOps which is completely hosted on premise in any of the company. That's trivial now.
No. Okay, sir.
So,
Thank you.
so
You should have
adding,
hired him, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
yeah, Shakil, go ahead.
No, I said you should have hired that guy. He was good.
But that was not the
Okay.
company name. No doubt he's good. But what I meant to say is, company doesn't need anyone who does not know the cloud setup of tools. Company is looking for someone who is having that automation mindset, because and it is applied to any of the company. If you go and if you say that, hey, I'm doing 4 or 5 steps manually, logging into each of the server, they'll say that you are actually laborious. But nowadays companies more expecting or looking for someone who is having that automation mindset. You will hear this buzzword nowadays in any of the interview job description. They'll for sure write automation. They want someone who can automate all the legacy or all the manual activity which maybe DevOps engineers were performing manually once upon a time. But that is all past.
Yes, sir, that is true. I see this on daily basis.
Yeah,
Yeah, the automation requirement.
yep. It's a lot. It's a lot. No one needs us to perform those monotonous, repeated tasks anymore. It's true.
Okay, sir, adding on this, when we migrating DevOps with cloud platform, is it going via IaaS services?
Yes, it's going via IaaS services, because in order to migrate, the first landing zone which we create is this IaaS services, because we need migration of our workload from on-premise servers to virtual machine which is hosted over cloud platform, and that is where IaaS comes. Yes, the first thing which we migrate is its its workload application, and later on we
Applications.
gradually migrate our storage and databases.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Cool. Any other question? These are very wonderful questions. And I'm glad that we are making it very interactive. It motivates me. Any other question?
Well, if we are asking questions and then all the meeting, ended with questions today.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, cool. Let's. Oh, now why AWS? Now, it's AWS is hosting. Why we need any cloud vendor whose spread is huge, which is which is widely dispersed across a number of different geographical locations, which is present almost everywhere. And that is where this AWS came up with. Now, AWS, any of the geographical location which you can think about, any of the continental view which you can think about, AWS is spread in North America, South America, Europe, Middle East, Africa, Asia Pacific, Australia, and New Zealand. And in any of the location, they have their own data centers. Spread of AWS is huge, and that is why AWS is so known and well used by organization. Because there could be organization who is having their own law of land, where they say that, okay, fine, I don't want to let my data go out. For example, if you talk about China, China doesn't let its data let's data move out of their countries or their regional scope. That is where this AWS and other cloud vendor created a separate cloud for China, to which we call as China Cloud, which is only present in China's geographical region. Across the world, we are using public cloud, which is not confined or which is not scoped within our geographical region. But yes, there is another type of cloud offering which is done by these cloud computing vendors, which is called gov cloud, wherein government do have their own restrictions. US government, Indian government, different government do have their own restrictions. And they said that, okay, fine, since these datas are very confidential, it should not move out of our geographical location, right? So now AWS is very good in that. A spread of AWS is huge. AWS is present there. If you click on this link gives ample amount of information. And let me just open that link for you so that you understand. I'll say AWS geographical locations. And now if I go to this link, AWS is spread across different geographical location. You see, Gov Cloud is there. You will see the China Cloud offering also, which is not accessible by any other country or any other continent across the globe. Only China people can access it. Now, in North America, you do have such huge. You see, you do have 9 geographical regions in North America. Each geographical location is like a country in that location. Now, in total, across the globe, it is spread in 38 countries, 38 geographical location. Each geographical location you can consider it as a country. Now, in each geographical location across the globe, you have 120 availability zone. Each availability zone is like one data center, which is completely managed by these cloud vendors. So as you can see, it's approximately in each geographical location, there are 3 data center. In India, we have 2 data center. In some countries, we have 4 data center. And on an average, it's approximately 3 data centers per geographical region is present. Its spread is huge. And that is why most of the companies are relying on AWS cloud in use at this point of time. Okay, so it's about the spread, and that is where AWS cloud is in use. Is this the only reason? No. The another reason why AWS is in use is because a number of different advantages, number of different services which it's offering. History of AWS says that it came somewhere around 2006. When it came up just with 3 services. Now it's having 384, more than that, I believe. I think it crossed 400 services at this point of time. So now they are having more than 400 services in the span of approximately 17 years. Now, with these services, they almost take care of any need which customer has. They take care of networking part, they take care of storage part, they take care of databases part, they take care of load balancing. Anything which you need from customers, they take care of web server, they take care of security, networking, everything, whatever company needs to run their business properly, everything is offered by AWS. On top of that, what AWS says, you pay these services till the extent you are using it. So you're not supposed to pay anything which you did not use. You are not supposed to pay for any of the data which you did not use. You're not supposed to pay for even a single byte of memory which you did not use. So pay as you go model implies that you are paying only for the duration, only for the extent, only for the usage which you have made. Other than that, AWS or any of the cloud vendor in that context is not going to charge you. This is where AWS takes advantage because of number of different services, because of pay as you go model, because of different service offering, the kind of security which it offers. Nowadays, AWS has released its own firewall, which you can make very specific to your application need. It's not about the company need. So now in one company, you can have hundreds of applications. You can customize AWS firewall so that you can just make the firewall very specific to your need. For example, Zscaler is also one sort of firewall or security providing application. But for all the application, it's pretty much same. I mean, for in a project or in a company, in case if you do have hundreds or thousands of application, the configuration of Zscaler remains same. Or Palo Alto is another type of firewall which is available at this point of time, which is widely used in organizations. Now the configuration more or less remains same. It doesn't matter how many applications you do have, but AWS says that I'm going to offer you a service by means of which, based on your application, you can customize your firewall configuration. So it's huge. That's the reason it gets advantage. And now it comes to some lab wherein I'll show you how to create AWS account. But first, any question in the theoretical part? Okay, I'll take that as a no. Now quickly, let's go into how to create AWS account. So now in order to create AWS account, you just have to search in Google AWS account. Now, as you search, it says create an AWS account. The first option, you just have to Google search, which says AWS account, and the option which it gives you is create an AWS account, and click on this. As you click on this, again, you get this option. If you do have account already created, you can click on sign in to console. But if you don't have, you just have to click on create account. As you click on create account, maybe I'll just use one of the I'll say Gmail ID of my own to show you to how to create the account. So let's use some root user email ID. Let me just see in case any of my email ID which is not in use, where I did not create any account, because if it's in use, it won't even allow me to move a single step. But I'll show you up till certain step. Let me just find that. And this will be very easy for you to create an account, because creating an account on AWS console is just like you're creating an account there on any of the social website. So I have one account which I've recently created, which is DevOps 𝗂𝗲𝗃𝗃@gmail.com. Okay. And AWS account name, it's asking me for a name to my AWS account. So I'll say DevOps demo account. Any name you can give. So first thing which you have to give is you have to give your root user email address. Root user, what is root user? What I'll explain as the account gets created, as we'll start using AWS console, I'll explain you what root user is. But for now, root user's email address will be the email address where you will get your OTP or any of the account related notification you will get here. Next is
So we can
AWS.
use our private email for this, right?
Yes, you have to
Yeah.
use your private email, not the organizations. Okay. So DevOps demo account is the name of AWS account, which I'm giving. And now it says verify email address. Now what it does is it sends one OTP, but before that, it will also give you one security verification. So S56. I hope it's 5 DNDS 56.
I think it's SS6.
SS6. Okay. That
It
is always
changed.
confusing. Yeah, it changed. It's 2XPT3B. Okay. Now you see it sent a verification code to my email address. Let me just log in quickly. Gmail. DevOps. ENGIND@gmail.com. Okay, and it's asking for a password. So let me just give my password. I hope I remember password. And yes, okay, something else, not now. And once it lets me in, I'll be able to get the OTP, which my account creation process as of now it's looking for. Skip. Okay, now you see, it's this. So it's quite similar to this. You'll also get a OTP 532473. And verified. Now it's asking me root user password. So I'm just going to give a password. Okay. Your password should be should have a uppercase, should have a lowercase, should have a number, and should have a non-alphanumeric character, some special character. You have to follow all these guidelines in order to create your root user password. And confirm root user password, again you have to give same password and done. Okay, data set lead from third party, please use a different password. Fair enough. It is asking me to use some different password. Let's see if it's going to take this one. Okay, I think it has taken this. Now it says that sign up for AWS, choose your account plan, paid one or free one. So it says that free for 6 months and receive up to $200 in credit, includes free usage of select service, then this and this. For now, we are just learning, right? We don't need to pay anything for this. So now I'm going to choose the free plan, and quite the same thing even you have to do when you're using it. You have to choose the free plan and not the paid option. So now click on the choose free plan. And now it's asking me full details and everything. So quite the same thing I'll do. I'm going to use it for personal detail. Let's put in, I don't know if it'll take my phone number because it's already registered. So my name is 𝗂𝗃𝗃𝗃. I live in India. And my phone number is this. And country or region, India. And I think it took all the default values. And I've read and agree and continue.
Sir, why does it say 6 months free? Because earlier you were talking about that we get 750 hours every month for first year.
Yeah, that's what I think. There is some change there in the latest offerings. Yes, it was 12
Yeah.
months earlier, and that even it was 750. I think it is still because in my other account, the account which I'm going to use to demonstrate all the services, that is still having 750 hours per month. That is not revoked, but I think the duration from 12 months been reduced to 6 months now.
Okay,
Yeah.
sir.
The entered address is invalid, country or region. Okay. So you have to be very careful when you are putting in your country. Okay, it says that country should not be United States. It should be India. Okay, now let's see. Okay. So now when it goes, it is asking for your billing information. So for example, uh, your your authenticity to identifying whether you are a legitimate person or not, you have to put in your credit or debit card details. Now from here I won't demonstrate because I already did this. It's been done. I do have account ready. You have to do this once you are creating it. Once you do this, it is going to charge USD $1 for 3 to 5 days for your to verify your account. But for the free plan, no charges occur until upgrade to a paid plan. So what they do is after 3 to 5 days, they are going to refund your $1. As of now, they are deducting just to verify whether you are a legitimate person. Did you put in all the details, which is right or not? So you have to put this in. And once you do this, that's it. It's done. Okay. So this will be the place. After that, it will ask you about why you are using it. Is it for, what is your role in organization? Are you a learner? Are you a AWS administrator? Are you a solution architect? Like the way normally it asks for your job profile whenever you create any account. So these are the steps you have to follow. Don't worry in case if it's deducting $1 because it is a refundable amount. Within 3 to 5 days, it will be back in your account. So these are the steps. Hope steps are clear. It's very much simple. It's nothing rocket science, nothing complicated in this. Like the way you create account in any of the social website, it will be there. Now, once you do this, what happens is you will be able to log in. For example, how the interface looks like when you are logged in. Okay, it's there with my another account. It's there with my this account. Now, once you create an account, post that you will be able to log in into your account. And let me just show you how it looks like. Okay, so now it's asking for my username and password. Since I created the root user email, remember it was asking for my root user email ID. So I will sign in using root user email. I'll explain in our tomorrow's session what IAM user is, what IAM user sign in will be. You will log in our tomorrow session by using your IAM user account alias, IAM user, and these passwords. I'll explain everything in our tomorrow's session. As of now, I'll click on sign in using root user email because that's what we gave. And that is where you saw the OTP generated and reached to my root user email address. I'll click here. And the account which I've created, this one is having a different email address, which I'm going to put in. So this is the one, and it is having the password. It's asking for MFA code. I'll explain you this also. Maybe in our tomorrow session itself. It's in my plan for tomorrow session to cover MFA code part also. So now it is asking for MFA code. Now this MFA code came in my mobile. Now I'll just to put in 229738. It's just for your security so that anyone else who knows your password should not be able to log in. Because once anyone is able to log in with your account with a root password, they can do anything and you end up paying huge amount of money to AWS, which you don't want to do. In order to do that, MFA is pretty much important. So once you log in, you get this dashboard. You get this dashboard which talks about welcome to AWS, AWS health applications, cost usage. You see, cost usage. It also says that okay, fine, how much cost you you have to be a how much cost, what is your monthly cost and all. It tells about these all things. So till tomorrow, try to be in this page right before our tomorrow session, so that when tomorrow I'm explaining you about a number of different things, number of different options which is available on this console, you will understand. Okay, sounds good. Can I expect that you reach to this page by tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, Ashwini, hope it's clear to you as well.
Yeah, it is clear.
Yeah, okay, cool. Fine. So
Uh,
I'll end. Yeah, go ahead, please.
so like session is going on, and do we have any syllabus like we are going in this flow?
Yeah, we have a
And
syllabus.
about the documentation, like okay, on PPT on the session, it is going to understand quite easy from our side, but like we have to document it as well. Like you are making notes kind of things. So how we can going to do that? Because it's about PPTs and we need something so that we can document it these things. And just
Hmm.
a documentation purpose, how we can do this, because all the things are like PPT based practical examples, and interviews normally based on the theoretical part normally and
Okay.
practical.
So what I can do is, so normally, what I do basically, because these sessions are recorded, so normally I cover these sessions. I don't create documents as such, but certain documents where certain tools where documentation is actually required, such as your commands part, where actually you need to learn those commands to execute, to implement it. That certainly I'll share with you. On theory part, what I can do is I can just share you some links where well-defined, very good documents are there. Personally, I learned from those documents whenever I need
Yeah,
to refer to for interview purpose. Because when I appear for interview, certainly when I need to brush up my skills, my knowledge set, and I refer those links. Certainly, I'll share those links also.
right. Yeah, that is my point.
Okay.
Because
Sounds
it's
good.
a starting, and since starting we want to do this, unless it's like more challenging in the future when we have lots of things to understand and to document it them as well.
Right. So whenever it's required, I'll share. At this point, it's not required because it's very fundamental part at this point of time, right? So as of now, once you create this, as we progress, like tomorrow, I'm going to explain you IAM, which is Identity and Access Management. That is where I'll share with you perhaps the questions or the theory of what IAM is. So I'll give you a good lecture wherein you will understand. But I understand that some, but because you do have more intense learning path towards reading documents and do that. That's good. So I'll share with you some documentation which is created by AWS itself on IAM. Those
Right.
links will be helpful.
Like I'm expecting like we should have a a PDF document for AWS cloud computing that we are learning. So might possible company has a make a profile or make a course of that topic, AWS DevOps cloud computing like that, and there should be an exam as well. I'm not sure it is there or not.
I don't think these things are there.
Okay, because in India there's a program called AWS. I'm not remind the exact name. AWS computing like kind of thing, which costs around 9 to 10 or above 10,000. It's AWS simple basic course, AWS fundamentals like that
Okay.
for the certification. Yes,
Okay. And what sort of certification it is?
it is your. It is more on the we can say cloud computing like that kind of thing.
Because in AWS cloud
Uh,
also a number of different
yeah,
certification
number of
comes in.
yeah. So
So nothing
it
specific.
it would be the basic one, I can say.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I need to check.
Very well. Okay. I don't think as a part of this course you will get those certification or those exams pattern as such. Maybe there could be
Okay,
some quizzes and all, but don't think there is any exam.
yeah, cloud practitioner maybe, or a cloud associate like that,
Yeah,
developer
yeah.
associate,
See,
or these kind of.
I'm a certified AWS solution architect, so I understand the path, but I don't think as a part of this course you
Okay,
have that.
not an issue. Yeah, I know we are going for DevOps, so it is not exactly what
Yeah.
meant for the certification. Plus, these things, I learned before 10 years when cloud computing is new. At that time, just to add up, like uh, I went through the, basic cloud computing programs. Like these are the starting with IIS, PaaS, SaaS, and then we have Citrix. Then we have a Microsoft virtual platform as well. Uh, are they are the part of this program, or that was totally different? Like Citrix, Zen servers, virtualization
Citrix,
kind of things. Yeah.
Cit- we will after AWS services will completely move into DevOps tools.
Okay. Okay.
Citrix
Fine.
and all, no.
Linux.
I can just show you what will be the offering of this course.
Yeah. Yeah. Please. Please.
Let me just stop sharing once. Let me just find the topic.
Because cloud computing is a vast, big topic.
Yeah, right, right. Agreed. Let me just show you. Yeah, I found it. Okay. So this course will have these many topics. So either AWS cloud, since we are not going with Azure cloud, we'll have AWS cloud in which these all topics will be covered.
Okay.
Maybe I'll ask 𝗀𝗄𝗏 guys to share it with you so that you can go through completely. Then it will be DevOps introduction. Then it will be learn Git. which is version control system. Then we'll learn pipelines with Jenkins. Then we'll learn Ansible as a configuration management tool. Then Docker, then orchestration using Kubernetes. We'll learn Terraform after that, monitoring using Prometheus and Grafana. And at the end, there is GenAI in DevOps, which is more related to what is the scope of AI in DevOps. So these will be the tools which will be a part of this.
So no Azure will be
No
covered?
Either AWS or Azure will be covered. No
Like
Azure.
any one virtualization platform, we can say.
Yes.
Okay, and where is the scripting part, like Ansible and other things?
Everything. Every tool will have scripting.
Okay,
Starting
here it
from
is. Yeah.
starting from Jenkins. And Jenkins will have scripting. Ansible, every tool will have scripting.
And like Jira, because I heard this term in my company, Jira tester and developers working on Jira.
Okay, Jira is a license tool.
Okay,
So
license tool.
you won't be able to use it for demo purpose.
Okay. Oh, fine. Yeah, this makes our picture very clear. Okay, what is the part of this program? Yeah, it's look interesting.
Any other
It's
question?
like I want to cover these things so quickly.
Certainly. Okay, then thanks.
Oh, yeah.
By tomorrow, please
Yeah.
create your account so that we can go over our next topic in AWS. AWS will be interesting for sure.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks both for joining in. Let's join again tomorrow at the same time.
Sir?
Yes, please.
Sir, if Pankaj sir is available, I would like to speak to him regarding a pending issue for a very long time. I just need only 2 minutes of him if he's available.
I don't think he is, but let me check if he can join in. Shakil, he is going to join in. Please wait.
Thank you so much, sir.
Ashwani, if you want to drop, you can drop.
Yeah, sure. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thanks, Ashwani.
As he, I think, is in. Hi, Pankaj.
Hi, sir. Hi.
So
Hello,
what I'll do,
hello,
what
sir.
I'll do,
How are you? This is Shakil.
I'll do,
Good, good, Sakil. How are you today?
Sir, I'm good, but just want to discuss real quick. I know that you're always busy.
So Shakil, just hold on, please. What I'll do is I'll take your leave. I'll drop, and I'll let you both
Yeah.
talk. Okay.
Yeah, sir. You can. Thank you so much. You can
Sure.
drop, sir.
Thank
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sir Chandrasekhar. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. हाँ जी शकील बताइए.
जी सर. सर मुझे एक बहुत ज़्यादा इशू आ रहा है और वो ये है कि I'm not able to connect with anyone in the support system, like my account coordinator or anything. Soumya जवाब नहीं देती. दूसरा जो 2701 वाला number है, nobody. I can share my screen right now and show you all my messages on the WhatsApp. that how long I've been trying to get hold of someone, but
क्या
no.
क्या इशू है शकील, मुझे बताओ, अभी रिजॉल्व कराता हूँ। ऐसा है
Sir, issue एक तो ये है sir that I requested for Palo Alto completion certificate. Palo Alto का
वो
course
चला गया सर, वो चला गया आपके पास। मेरे पास मेल आई
सर
है आपके, वो चला गया, मेल चेक करिए आप, वो चला गया आपके पास। आई थिंक रुकिए बताता हूँ कब से गया है।
ठीक है।
आप देखिए,
और
एक मिनट रुके, पहले इसको शॉर्ट आउट करते हैं। मैं आपको बताता हूँ कब गई है, क्योंकि एक्चुअली क्या हुआ कि जब आपकी सर्टिफिकेशन कंप्लीशन आती है ना, तो मेरे पास
जी
अप्रूवल के लिए आता है पहले कि दिस स्टूडेंट, क्योंकि यूनिक आईडी जनरेट हो रहा है ना उसकी। तो
जी
मेरे पास आपका आया हुआ था, मैं बताता हूँ आपको, रुक जाइए। आपको अनुराग के यहाँ से गया होगा मेल, ठीक है। ये गया आपको 10 नवंबर को, मिस्टर अनुराग गुप्ता जो ऑफिस सपोर्ट है ना, उनकी ईमेल आईडी भी होगी, आप उनको भी मेल कर सकते हैं। और ये मेल में आपको बकायदा मोहम्मद शकील PCNN PCNC सर्टिफाइड, ठीक है। तो ये आपका
ठीक है।
ये गया हुआ है, ये आपको 10 तारीख गया। और बताइए शकील, क्या है?
तो ये ओके, मैं I'll check। ये तो 10 तारीख को गया है, लेकिन 3 महीने से मैं रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ। कोई 100 के करीब मैसेजेस भेजे। अच्छा ओके, सो दिस ये मसला
आप
तो
मुझे
हल
वो
हो गया।
सारे स्क्रीनशॉट भेजिए। मैं अभी मतलब एक ईमेल जो है इन्फो वाली, जो जिस पे आपको सर्टिफिकेशन गया है ना, आप उस पे
हाँ
एक ईमेल करिए मेरे को, मैं भी सबकी क्लास लगा लेता हूँ। ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है? मतलब दिस इज रियली रेडिकुलस, मुझे तो पता ही नहीं था ये बात, ऐसा भी लोग कर रहे हैं, रिप्लाई नहीं कर रहे हैं आपको, हैं?
तो बिल्कुल 3 महीने हो गए सर। आपको पता है मैं 1 साल से ज्यादा हो गया जॉबलेस
नहीं नहीं
बैठा हुआ।
नहीं शकील, बस आपने मुझे बता दिया ना, नाउ यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू फेस एनी नाउ। और बताइए क्या इशू है आपको, ही बताइए
अच्छा,
व्हाट
और
नेक्स्ट।
हाँ, सेकंड ये है कि कोई सर आप रिप्लाई तो करें ना, या फिर मुझे कोई दूसरा अकाउंट कोऑर्डिनेटर आप असाइन कर दें। सोमिया का तो सिर्फ जब मैसेज आता है जब मुझे कोई नया कोर्स ज्वाइन करना होता है और पेमेंट चाहिए होती है, उसके बाद से जो है, उसके बाद सोमिया जो है ना, वो वेकेशन पे चली जाती हैं। अच्छा, दूसरे ये कि सर वो ऑनकोर हमारा कब शुरू होगा?
इनकोर हमारा शुरू होगा अभी, कल मैंने एक डेमो किया था, ठीक है।
जी
और मैं अभी एक NRC बैच ले रहा हूँ, उसमें ना मतलब 2-3 लोग हैं, राइट। एंड जीसन है, और कौन है, साकिब करके बंदा है, ठीक है। तो उनको मैं एक बार कंप्लीट कर लेता हूँ, इट इज़ गोइंग टू कंप्लीट विद इन द 1 or 2 वीक, ठीक है। तो
ठीक है।
मुझे याद है कि आप इनकोर का पार्ट हो गए, ठीक है। फिर मयंक होगा, ठीक है। और ये कार्तिक, एंड एक मौशाद बंदा है, ही इज फ्रॉम द लाइक काम, ये
ठीक है सर, वो जब शुरू करेंगे तो बता दीजिएगा। असल में
डन
इशू
डन
ये
डन
है कि
100% यू आर इनरोल। और आपकी
हाँ,
इनकोर मैं कराऊंगा, दिस इज माय रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, मैं कराऊंगा, ठीक है।
नहीं,
इनकोर मैं
और
सौम्या
नहीं
को
सर, वो
बोलता
इशू
हूँ।
ये है कि चले वो तो जब भी शुरू होगा। सर आपको पता है कि मेरे पास जॉब नहीं है, तो मैं ये चाहता हूँ कि जब मेरे पास जॉब नहीं है तो मैं बिजी रहूँ, कोई ना कोई ट्रेनिंग करता रहूँ, अपने चांसेस तो बढ़ाऊँ ना। बढ़ नहीं रहे वो एक अलग
बिल्कुल
बात है,
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल
लेकिन
बिल्कुल।
आपको पता है मैं कितनी मेहनत करता हूँ सर। सुबह मैं अलग क्लासेस लेता हूँ, रात में मैं अलग लेता हूँ, सारा दिन बैठ के मैं पढ़ता हूँ। मेरे तो कोई काम ही नहीं है। मेरी बीवी तो जो है वो कह रही है मैंने किससे शादी कर ली, जो आदमी हर वक्त पढ़ता रहता है 55 साल की उम्र में। अब नो, आई
रिकॉर्डिंग
एम
तो ऑफ है ना?
सीरियस।
एक मिनट, रिकॉर्ड तो नहीं हो रहा ना? एक मिनट रुकिएगा, एक सेकंड रुकिए, लेट मी चेक रिकॉर्डिंग
रिकॉर्डिंग
सब।
हो रही है।
अरे यार रुक जाइए, रिकॉर्डिंग, स्टॉप रिकॉर्डिंग।